The screen is black, then rain. Driving rain hits the windshield of a luxury car. The wipers move in a steady, mechanical rhythm. My hands grip the steering wheel so tight my knuckles are white. I'm not looking at the road. I'm looking at my phone, propped against the dash. The screen shows a bank statement, not my bank account, his. $314,000. Transferred out over 8 months. The name on the second account, D. Lancaster. I know who D. Lancaster is. My eyes move back to the road just in time. A car is merging. I swerve, barely conscious of my own hands moving. The horn blares, someone shouts. I don't hear it. I hear nothing except the name repeating in my head like a broken record. Daniela Lancaster. My husband's legal assistant. 26 years old. I've seen her in our office. I've seen her look at him when she thought no one was watching. My phone buzzes. A message, it's from him. The timestamp says 8:47 p.m. Working late, don't wait up. I'm sitting in his car right now, parked in the underground garage of our building. It's 8:49 p.m. I knew he wouldn't be in the office. I knew exactly where he was. I've known for 3 weeks. But I didn't know about the money. I didn't know he was paying for her apartment in the city. I close my eyes. When I open them, I'm calm. The panic has evaporated like it never existed. What replaces it is something else entirely. Something cold and clear and focused. I'm going to destroy him. But not today, not yet. I take a screenshot of the bank statement, then another, and another. I create a folder on an encrypted cloud drive I opened 6 days ago using a different email address. The email is registered to no one. It exists only to hold secrets. Then I delete the browser history. I turn off the car. I step out into the rain. 24 hours earlier. I'm in our penthouse, standing in front of the floor-to-ceiling windows. The city spreads below me like a circuit board of light. I'm wearing a white silk robe. My hair is still wet from the shower. My reflection stares back at me from the glass. My name is Alexandra Morgan. At 38 years old, I'm the chief executive officer of Morgan & Associates, a mid-sized consulting firm I built from nothing 7 years ago. The company is valued at $170 million. I employed 200 people. My face has been in Forbes, Bloomberg, Harvard Business Review. I've been married to Jonathan for 12 years. I love him. I thought I did anyway. I thought he loved me. That was the lie I was living in. The beautiful, perfect lie. "Hey, babe," Jonathan says. I turn. He's standing in the doorway of our bedroom, tie loosened, jacket slung over one shoulder. His dark hair is styled the way women love, the way I used to love, just slightly disheveled. He's handsome in that obvious way that opens doors. 6'2", built like he actually goes to the gym, teeth so white they look fake. They're not. He spends $2,000 a year on whitening treatments. He's also a partner at Henderson & Cole, one of the most prestigious law firms in the city. We met in the elevator of an office building. He held the doors. We started talking. 6 months later, he proposed. I said yes, before he finished the question. "Hi," I say, turning toward him with a smile I've worn 1,000 times. It's easy. It's natural. It's completely hollow. He sets his jacket on the chair and pulls me into him. "How was your day?" I smell his cologne, the expensive kind, Creed Aventus. I bought it for him for our anniversary, $95 an ounce. "Packed," I tell him. "We're restructuring the client portfolio. It's exhausting." "You should take a vacation," he says into my hair. "Go somewhere warm just for a week." I pull back to look at him, alone. "I'd love to come, but we've got the Brennan case. Discovery closes next month." He's lying. I know because I had his secretary's calendar pulled 3 weeks ago. Yes, really. And I know the Brennan case discovery closes in 6 weeks, not 1 month. But that's not why I know he's lying. I know because of how his eyes drift to the right just slightly. He's always done that since I've known him. Every time he lies, his eyes flick to the right for a fraction of a second. Like he's looking for an escape route. That's okay, I tell him. I'll take a spa day instead, day trip. That's my girl, he says and kisses my forehead. My girl. I wonder if Daniela feels like his girl too. We have dinner together. He talks about a case. A company is suing another company over patent infringement. It's complicated. He's been leading the legal strategy. There are $18 million at stake. He's animated, passionate, using his hands to explain the nuances of intellectual property law. He's brilliant at what he does. No one can deny that. I used to find it attractive. Now I just watch him and think about how easily the words pour out of him, how confidently he speaks, how impossible it would be for anyone to doubt him. He's an expert liar. After dinner, he goes to his study. He says he has to review some documents. I hear his door close. I sit in the living room with a glass of wine and a book I'm not reading, and I count the seconds until 10 p.m. At 10:03, I hear his footsteps. He passes the living room without stopping and goes to the bedroom. I wait 5 minutes. Then I go to his study. His computer is on his desk, still logged in. He never logs out. That's confidence bordering on arrogance. That's the mistake that's going to cost him everything. I sit in his chair. His chair still smells like his cologne. I open the banking app. And there it is. The second account. I didn't know about it before today, but I've been suspecting something for months. The mood swings, the late nights, the new gym routine, the fact that he suddenly stopped asking me for sex, which he used to do at least twice a week, the way his phone buzzes and he checks it quickly, then puts it away face down, the way he looks at his legal assistant. So I hired a detective, just for 1 month, just to see. I paid him in cash. I told him I was a producer for a TV show doing research on infidelity. He didn't ask many questions. The detective's report arrived last Tuesday in a sealed envelope marked confidential. I read it in my office with the door locked, and then I burned it in the office shredder. Jonathan has been spending 2 afternoons a week at the Grandview Hotel downtown. He uses a fake name, J. Marcus. He pays in cash. He's been doing this since April. Daniela meets him there sometimes. Sometimes it's someone else. So there are women, plural. The money in the second account answers at least one question. He's not just cheating. He's actively funding his infidelity. Apartment in the city. I assume that means a place for the mistresses. A safe place where no one from the office will see them. I screenshot every transaction. I take photos of the account numbers. I write down the exact dates and amounts. I screenshot his email. I look for messages to Daniela, but he's too smart for that. Nothing in email. But he's backed his phone up to his cloud account, and of course his cloud password is stored in his browser's autofill. It's his mother's maiden name, and the year he graduated law school. Everly Stone, 1998. I access the cloud backup. His text messages are all there, backed up and waiting. To Daniela. Can't wait to see you on Thursday. Got the room again. You're killing me. The way you looked at me in the office, I almost lost it. 3 more days. Love the photos you sent. Lock your door. My wife has a thing in the afternoon. We could do an early one. She's so boring lately. Just work, work, work. You're like air. I can't breathe without you. There are hundreds of messages. I read every single one. By the time I'm finished, an hour and a half has passed. It's nearly midnight. I can hear him snoring in the bedroom. I log out of everything. I clear the browser cache. I close the computer. I walk back to the bedroom and look at him sleeping. He looks peaceful, innocent. That's when I realize that my entire life has been a lie, and I have no idea who I'm married to. The next morning, I don't act any different. That's the hardest part, not acting different, not screaming, not throwing a lamp at his head while he sleeps, not destroying everything right now. He wakes up the same way he always does, reaching for his phone before his feet hit the floor. He checks it while still in bed, then sets it face down on the nightstand. "Morning," he says, kissing me on the shoulder. "Morning," I say back. He showers. I listen to the water run. I'm sitting on our bed, ostensibly checking emails, actually researching family law attorneys. There's one I keep coming back to. Diana Reeves specializes in high-net-worth divorces. Her website mentions a 95% success rate for protecting assets. She's based 40 minutes away in a different county. No one from Jonathan's world would know her. I write down her number on a piece of paper, then I memorize it, then I burn the paper. Jonathan comes out of the bathroom in his boxers and undershirt, already on his phone again. "I'm going to grab breakfast at the office. You heading in?" "Later," I say. "I have a morning call with Hong Kong." "Of course you do," he laughs. It's not a mean laugh. It's affectionate almost. That's what makes it worse. "My ambitious wife." He's kissing me goodbye, and I'm standing completely still, and I'm wondering if he's kissed her the same way. If he's told her he loves her. If he's promised her things. He leaves at 7:15. I wait until 7:35 to make sure he's really gone. Then I call Diana Reeves. "Diana Reeves Law," a young woman answers. "I need to schedule a consultation with Ms. Reeves," I say. "It's regarding a divorce." "Of course. Ms. Reeves has an opening next Tuesday at 2 p.m. "I'll take it. May I have a name for the appointment?" I pause. This is the moment where I take the first real step down this path. "Alexandra Chen," I say. Chen is my mother's maiden name. I haven't used it in 15 years. "Perfect, Ms. Chen. We'll see you Tuesday at 2. I hang up. The panic hits me about 3 seconds later. It's a physical thing, my chest getting tight, my hands starting to shake. I sit down on the edge of the bed and concentrate on breathing. In for 4 counts, hold for 4 counts, out for 4 counts. I've been breathing this way since I was 23 years old and had my first panic attack before a major presentation. By the time my breathing is normal again, I'm calm. I shower. I dress in my work uniform, black suit, white shirt, minimal jewelry. I look in the mirror. I look like someone who has everything under control. I look like someone people follow. I drive to my office. The Morgan and Associates office takes up the entire 34th floor of the Sterling Tower. My name is on the door. My office is at the end of a long hallway with floor-to-ceiling windows. I can see the river from my desk. I've built this empire. I've done it without his help. I could lose it all if I'm not careful. That's why I need a plan. I close my office door and pull out my laptop. I start a new document. I title it Scenario Analysis, Asset Protection in High-Income Divorce. I type out everything. The dates, the amounts, the account numbers, the hotel visits, the messages, everything. I create a spreadsheet of his transactions. I calculate the total amount he spent on Daniela, $78,000. That's what he's paid out on the known account alone. Then I start researching. I want to know what happens in a divorce when one party has been hiding money. I want to know what happens when infidelity is involved. I want to know what levers I have and how hard I can pull them. By noon, I've filled 14 pages of notes. By 3 p.m., I've created a comprehensive timeline of his infidelity. By 5 p.m., I know exactly what I need to prove and how to prove it. I work late. I always work late so no one notices. No one questions it. I'm the CEO. I'm supposed to be working late. I'm building my case. Tuesday comes. I tell Jonathan I'm meeting with a client. I drive to Diana Reeves's office, which is in a professional building downtown, completely neutral territory. Diana herself is a woman in her mid-50s with silver streaking through her dark hair. She wears reading glasses on a chain and has the kind of calm demeanor that comes from seeing hundreds of marriages fall apart. "So," she says, settling into her chair, "tell me about your situation." I tell her about Jonathan, about the money, about the affair, about the legal assistant. I show her the bank statements I've printed out, the messages, The hotel records the detective provided. She reads everything without expression. When she's finished, she sets the papers down and looks at me over her reading glasses. How long have you been gathering this information? 3 weeks, I say. Does he know you know? No. Good, she says. That's very good. Most people panic and confront their spouse immediately. You haven't. That's going to help us significantly. She pulls out a legal pad and starts writing. Here's what we're going to do, she says. First, we need to get everything documented and secured. I'm going to recommend a forensic accountant. His name is Mark Chen. He's expensive, but he's excellent. He'll trace every transaction on that second account, identify patterns, prove hidden assets. We'll need statements going back further, at least 2 years. Can you get them? Yes, I say. He keeps everything in digital backups. Perfect. We'll need to be very careful about how we document these. You're not taking anything that isn't yours to take. You're not committing fraud. We want everything to be admissible in court if it comes to that. She leans back in her chair. Here's my question for you. Are you certain this is what you want to do? Divorce is messy. It's painful. Even when you're the injured party, even when you're completely in the right, it takes a toll. Are you ready for that? I think about Jonathan. I think about the way he touched me this morning. I think about the way he said, "You're like air. I can't breathe without you," to someone else. I'm ready, I say. Over the next 2 weeks, I become someone new. I'm still Alexandra Morgan, CEO, but I'm also someone else. Someone methodical, someone patient, someone willing to play a very long game. I download forensic software. I create encrypted backups of everything. I document the hotel visits with dates and times. I contact the detective again and pay him another fee to dig deeper. I want to know every woman Jonathan has seen. I want to know how long each affair lasted. I want a comprehensive picture of my husband's infidelity. I open a second bank account in a different bank, using the Chen identity. I transfer money slowly, carefully, in amounts that won't trigger any alerts. 20,000 here, 30,000 there. I'm building a war chest. I'm preparing for the financial battle ahead. I wear my wedding ring. I laugh at his jokes. I touch him the way I always have. I'm a ghost pretending to be alive. The hardest part is when he comes home late one Thursday and I can smell her on him. Not perfume. Underneath that, the smell of her skin, the smell of sex. He goes directly to shower. I go to the kitchen and pour myself a glass of wine, then another. Then I go to the balcony and look out at the city, and I wonder how many people down there are living the same lie I was living. How many women are sleeping next to betrayal and calling it marriage? When he comes out, his hair is wet. He looks fresh, clean, like he's shedding evidence. "Hey," he says, wrapping his arms around me from behind. "How was your day?" I lean back into him, tiring. "You need to rest more," he says. "You're always so stressed." Yes, I think. I'm stressed because my husband is a liar and a cheater, and I'm planning his destruction while he stands here and holds me and pretends to care. "Maybe," I say out loud. He kisses the back of my head. It takes every ounce of self-control I have not to turn around and ask him what her name is, not to scream, not to throw the wine in his face. Instead, I stay still. I memorize the feeling of his arms around me. I know that this is the last time he'll ever touch me with anything approaching honesty. By week 4, I'm no longer pretending. I'm hunting. Mark Chen, the forensic accountant, has delivered a preliminary report. It's 40 pages long. It breaks down Jonathan's finances into 2 distinct categories: known assets and hidden assets. The hidden assets total $312,000. But that's just the beginning. "There's a pattern here," Mark tells me over the phone. His voice is professional, detached. He's probably done this 100 times. Every month, without fail, he transfers funds to the secondary account. The amount varies, but it's never less than $5,000. The timing suggests he does it when he knows you'll be busy, Tuesday mornings, Thursday afternoons, times when you're likely to be in meetings. "He's careful," I say. "He thinks he's careful," Mark corrects. But there's always a pattern, and patterns tell stories. This story says he's been doing this for longer than the account shows. I'd estimate at least 18 months of similar transfers to a previous account. If you can get me access to his archived statements, I can prove it. I'll get them, I say. And I do. I access every backup, every hidden folder. I find the old account. He closed it 8 months ago and opened the new one. I can see his transition strategy. He was covering his tracks, thinking he could erase evidence by closing the old account. He didn't understand that digital footprints never really disappear. I'm sitting in my office, door locked, at 11 p.m. on a Wednesday night, scrolling through 4 years of his financial history. I'm seeing the evolution of his infidelity. It starts small. A few $100s, gifts, hotel rooms. Then it grows, the apartment, the standing orders to Daniela's account. Then I find something else. Messages between Jonathan and someone named Erica that date back 3 years. Then messages with someone named Stephanie that go back 4 years. My husband has been cheating for as long as I've known him. Our entire relationship is built on sand. I take screenshots, all of them. I back them up to 3 separate encrypted drives. I print them out and file them in a folder I keep hidden in a locked drawer in my office. I'm building something that can't be denied. Something that can't be explained away. Something that will destroy him. And then, on Friday of week 5, something happens that changes everything. I get a call from Daniela. Hello, I answer, not recognizing the number. Alexandra, her voice is small, frightened. It's Daniela Lancaster. My heart rate doesn't increase. My breathing doesn't change. I'm beyond that now. Hi, Daniela, I say calmly. I need to talk to you. Not on the phone, in person. I need to meet with you. About what? There's a long pause. About Jonathan, she says. About what he's done. We meet at a coffee shop in a part of the city where no one we know goes. Daniela arrives 20 minutes late, looking like she hasn't slept in days. Her hair is pulled back in a messy bun. She's wearing jeans and a hoodie. Without the office makeup and the careful styling, she looks like what she is, a scared girl who's in over her head. I've already ordered her coffee. It sits on the table, cold now. Thank you for meeting me, she says, sitting down across from me. I'm curious, I say. Why did you call me? She wraps her hands around the coffee cup. Because I'm done with him, and I think you deserve to know the truth. The truth about what? About what he's been doing, not just the affair. I mean, yes, the affair, but it's more than that. He's been lying to you about other things, financial things. I already know this, but I don't tell her that. Tell me, I say. She takes a breath. He's been using the firm's money, she says quietly. Your firm, actually. The consulting firm. He convinced me to help him. He said he was restructuring some investments, that it was all above board, but it wasn't. He's been siphoning funds for almost 2 years. I don't know how much. I just know that he asked me to help set up the transfers, and I did, and then I realized what he was actually doing, and I panicked. My hands are completely still on the table. How much money are we talking about? I think it's in the millions, she whispers. But he doesn't keep me in the loop on the big picture stuff. He just tells me what transfers to make, when to make them. I've made maybe 40 transfers over 18 months. Each one was between $50,000 and $200,000. 40 transfers, that's up to $8 million. $8 million. From my company. The company I built. Why are you telling me this now? I ask. Because he's getting sloppy, Daniela says. And because I realized what he is. He's not just cheating on you. He's stealing from your company, and I think he's planning to take off. He mentioned needing a fake passport last week. He's talking about opportunities in Costa Rica, and I realized he's going to leave you with nothing. He's going to liquidate everything and disappear. I don't say anything. And because, she continues, voice breaking slightly, he told me I had to disappear with him, or he'd make sure I never worked in this city again. He said he'd claim I was stealing from the firm. He said no one would believe me over him. She starts to cry. I pass her a napkin. I don't touch her. I don't comfort her. I just hand her a napkin and watch her fall apart. I'm going to help you, I tell her. But first, you're going to tell me everything, every transfer, every account, every conversation. And you're going to do it with my lawyer present so we have documentation. She nods. And then, I say, I'm going to need you to wear a recording device to work. I need you to get Jonathan to confess. On tape. Specific confessions about the money he's stolen, the accounts he's hidden, the affair. She looks at me, fear in her eyes. If I do that, she says, he'll hurt me. He won't, I say, because you won't be alone. You'll be protected. And when this is finished, you're going to disappear from the city. You're going to start over somewhere new, and he'll never be able to touch you. I slide a folder across the table. This is $50,000, I tell her. Cash, it's yours whether you help me or not. You can leave. You can start fresh right now. But if you stay, if you help me, I'll make sure he never hurts anyone again. She looks at the folder. Why are you being so nice to me? She asks. I helped him cheat on you. I helped him steal from your company. Because, I say, you're a victim too. You just didn't know it yet. Daniela wears the recorder for 2 weeks. It's a tiny device, about the size of a pen, that Diana's private investigator gave me. It records in high quality and saves directly to an encrypted cloud server. The conversations are damning. On the first recording, Jonathan is explaining how to set up a shell company in the British Virgin Islands. The money gets transferred there, he's saying, his voice confident, assured. Then from there, we move it into a Costa Rican real estate fund. By the time anyone figures out what happened, we'll be gone. We'll have a new life. Alexandra will have the company, the house, whatever. I just need enough to disappear. On the second recording, he's boasting. I'm smarter than all of them, he's saying. The accountants, the lawyers, the investigators, I covered my tracks perfectly. No one will ever prove anything. And if they find the discrepancies, I'll just claim it was Alexandra. I'll say she authorized the transfers and is trying to pin it on me. Who do you think people will believe? The CEO making millions or her desperate husband? On the third recording, he's confessing to the affairs. There have been more than Daniela, he's saying. God, there have been so many. 5. No, 6 since you. You know what the best part is? Alexandra has no idea. She thinks I love her. She thinks we have a real marriage. She has no fucking clue that I've been laughing at her this entire time. Laughing because she's so busy building her empire that she doesn't see what's happening right in front of her. Daniela brings me the final recording in person. Her hands are shaking as she gives me the pen. That's the last one, she says. I can't do this anymore. I can't look at him every day knowing what I know. You're done, I tell her. Give me 4 days. What are you going to do? What I should have done the moment I found out, I say. I'm not going to court. Not yet. First, I'm going to give him a chance to confess. I call him on a Friday afternoon. He's at work. Hey, he answers immediately. Aren't you in a meeting? I was, I say. I had to step out. Can you come home? There's something we need to talk about. Is everything okay? His voice shifts, a tiny hint of concern. No, I say. Everything is not okay. Please come home. I hang up before he can ask questions. Then I call Diana Reeves. I'm about to have a conversation with Jonathan, I tell her. I'm recording it. I want you standing by on video. I want to know if anything he says can be used against him in court. Absolutely, Diana says. Call me when it's about to happen. Keep your phone on. Jonathan arrives home at 4:47 p.m. He walks in like he always does. He loosens his tie. He kisses me on the cheek. What's going on? He asks. Sit down, I say. He sits. I place my laptop on the coffee table between us. I hit play. His voice comes out of the speaker, clear and damning. I'm smarter than all of them. The accountants, the lawyers, the investigators, I covered my tracks perfectly. The color drains from his face, not slowly, all at once, like someone pulled a plug. What is this? He whispers. I don't say anything. I let the recording continue. He stands up. He tries to walk away. I stand up too, blocking him. You're going to listen to this, I say. My voice is so calm I barely recognize it. You're going to hear what you sound like. You're going to understand what you've done. Alexandra, I can explain. No, I say. You can't, not this time, not anymore. I play another recording. This one is him detailing the shell company, the transferred money, the plan to disappear. By the time it finishes, he's sitting on the floor. Actually sitting on the floor, his back against the wall, looking like someone who's aged a decade in 5 minutes. How did you? He starts. It doesn't matter, I say. What matters is that I have documentation of everything. The money you stole from my company, at least $8 million, possibly more. The affairs, all of them going back years, the plan to leave, the fake passport you've been arranging. He looks up at me. I'm getting divorced, I continue. My lawyer is filing the paperwork Monday morning. The fraud you've committed against my company is being turned over to federal investigators. The affair documentation is being provided to human resources at Henderson and Cole, along with documentation of how you've used the law firm to hide money. Your career is finished. Your marriage is finished. Your life, as you know it, is finished. Alexandra, please. He reaches for me. I step back. You're going to sign the separation agreement my lawyer is about to send you, I say. You're going to accept the terms she's offering, which are extremely favorable to you given what you've done. You're going to leave this apartment. You're going to leave the city, and you're never going to contact me again. What agreement? He says. I'm not signing anything. I'll fight you. I'll fight you in court. I have resources. I'll destroy you. With what resources? I ask. The ones you stole from me, the ones I've documented, the ones I'm handing over to the feds. I sit back down. I look at him sitting on the floor. I could have exposed you publicly, I tell him. I could have gone directly to the authorities. I could have destroyed you completely. But I'm going to give you a chance to walk away quietly. You can leave this city. You can start over somewhere new. You can have a life, but it won't be this one. It won't be with me. It won't be built on my money. It won't involve deception. You're insane, he says. No, I tell him. I'm intelligent. That's what you've never understood about me. I'm not just someone you can manipulate. I'm not just someone you can lie to and get away with it. I'm smarter than you. I've always been smarter than you, and now you know it. I stand up. You have 24 hours to decide if you want to accept the agreement or go to war with me in court. But I'm warning you. If you choose war, I will bury you. I will take everything. I will make sure you never work in this city again. I will ensure that every detail of your infidelity, your fraud, your attempted escape becomes public record. I will turn every friendship you have against you. I will destroy your reputation so thoroughly that even your mother will have a hard time defending you. And, I continue, I will make sure that Daniela Lancaster is protected, supported, and able to live her life without fear of retaliation from you. His face goes white. You don't have anything on Daniela, he says. I have her cooperation, I tell him. I have her testimony. I have the recordings she made. She's already spoken to my lawyer. She's already agreed to cooperate with federal investigators. She has a $50,000 severance from me, and she's leaving the city next week. You'll never touch her again. He stands up, and for a moment I think he's going to hit me. I don't move. I don't flinch. I just look at him and wait. He walks past me instead. He goes to the bedroom. I hear things being thrown, drawers opening and slamming. He comes out with a suitcase, already half-packed. I'm leaving, he says. You won't hear from me again. Sign the agreement first, I tell him. He takes it from Diana's email, pulls it up on his phone and signs it digitally. Just like that. No lawyers, no negotiation, just signature. He's broken. He takes his suitcase and he leaves. The door closes quietly behind him. I don't cry. I don't feel relief. I don't feel anything except a strange, hollow kind of satisfaction. I did it. I actually did it. 6 months later. The federal investigation concludes. Jonathan is charged with wire fraud, money laundering, and embezzlement. The amount he stole from my company is determined to be $9.2 million. He takes a plea deal, 2 years in minimum security prison, then 5 years probation. He'll be a registered sex offender because of something the investigation discovered. He used the firm's funds to pay for underage escort services at a hotel in Las Vegas. I watch this happen from a distance. I don't attend the trial. I don't make a statement. I just let the machinery of justice do its work. The divorce is finalized in month 4. He agrees to my terms without a fight. He keeps a car. He keeps the minimal amount of savings he didn't steal from me. Everything else, the apartment, the investments, the art collection, comes back to me. By the time the dust settles, I've recovered $7.1 million of the stolen funds. The remainder is gone, probably sitting in accounts in the Cayman Islands or some other place where money goes to hide. But I don't care about the money. I care about the fact that he's broken. I care about the fact that I won. Daniela sends me a postcard from Portland. She's gotten a job at a nonprofit. She's dating someone new. She's happy, or at least she's on her way to it. I frame the postcard and put it on my office wall. As for me, I continue building. Morgan and Associates expands. We open a second office. I bring on new partners. I make the company better, stronger, more profitable than it's ever been. I date sometimes, but not seriously. I'm not sure I'm capable of trusting anyone anymore. But that's okay. I don't need anyone. I've proven that I can stand alone. I can build empires alone. I can destroy enemies alone. One evening, I'm in my penthouse, the same one where I stood and looked at that first bank statement. I'm looking out at the city again, the same view, but everything is different. I'm different. The person I was a year ago doesn't exist anymore. The woman who believed in marriage and fidelity and the inherent goodness of the person she loved, she's gone. In her place is someone harder, someone colder, someone who understands that the world doesn't reward naivety. My phone buzzes. It's a news alert. Jonathan's legal firm, Henderson and Cole, has fired him. The scandal of his arrest and conviction has become too much. His career is over. At 42 years old, he's a convicted felon with nothing to do and nowhere to go. I read the article twice. Then I delete it. I don't need to keep score anymore. I've already won. The victory isn't in his destruction. The victory is in my survival. The victory is in the fact that I stood up. I gathered evidence. I built a case. I confronted the darkness, not with emotion, but with precision and intelligence. The victory is that he underestimated me. Everyone underestimates the quiet ones. Everyone assumes that because you don't yell, you're not strong. Because you don't show emotion, you're not hurting. Because you're intelligent and focused, you're incapable of rage. They're wrong. The quiet ones are the most dangerous. Because while everyone else is busy making noise, we're building. We're planning. We're remembering every lie. Every betrayal. Every moment of humiliation. And we're waiting for the moment when we can finally act. That moment came for me on a rainy night in an underground parking garage, holding a phone with a screenshot of a bank statement. It ended in a penthouse apartment with a man sitting on the floor, realizing that he'd met someone smarter than him, and he'd lost. I'm not angry anymore. Anger was a chapter that closed a long time ago. Now I'm just focused. Always focused. Always planning. Always remembering. And if anyone ever tries to hurt me again, they'll learn what I learned, that the strongest revenge isn't loud. It's quiet, it's methodical, it's intelligent. It's the kind of revenge that comes from someone who has nothing to lose except the lies. And that, I've discovered, is the most valuable thing to shed. 3 years later, I'm sitting in my office. It's the same office, but I've redecorated. The photos of Jonathan are gone. The paintings are different. The energy is different. I've just signed a contract to sell my company to one of the largest consulting firms in the country. They're paying $380 million for Morgan and Associates. They want me to stay on as a partner, but with a reduced role. I'm considering it. The money isn't the point anymore. The company isn't the point. What matters is that I built something beautiful and strong, and I did it without anyone's help. There's a knock on my door. Diana Reeves walks in. We've become friends over the past 3 years. Strange as it is, the woman who handled my divorce has become someone I actually trust. I wanted to tell you before you saw it in the news, she says, handing me a folder. I open it. It's a news article. Jonathan has been arrested again, this time for assault. Apparently, he tried to hire someone to break into a woman's apartment. The woman was his new girlfriend. He wanted to scare her into coming back to him. The girlfriend was smarter than me. She went to the police immediately. He's looking at additional felony charges. I close the folder. Thank you for telling me, I say. How do you feel? Diana asks. I think about it. Nothing, I say finally. I feel nothing. He's not my problem anymore. He's just a man dealing with the consequences of his own choices. Diana smiles. You know what I love about you? You're not satisfied with revenge, you're satisfied with justice. There's a difference. After she leaves, I sit in my office for a long time. The rain is coming. I can see the clouds gathering over the city. I think about who I was. I think about who I became. I think about the women I've helped since then, women whose husbands were cheating, stealing, lying. I've donated millions to legal defense funds for women in abusive marriages. I've helped prosecute white-collar criminals who thought they were above the law. I've made it my mission to ensure that people like Jonathan can't destroy lives and escape without consequences. It's not revenge. It's justice. And justice, I've learned, is much more satisfying. I stand up and look out at the city one more time. Somewhere out there, Jonathan is sitting in a jail cell, waiting for trial. Somewhere out there, Daniela is living a peaceful life with a man who doesn't cheat. Somewhere out there, the countless other women he hurt are healing. And here I am, in my penthouse, looking down at a city that no longer frightens me. Because I've faced the worst thing that could happen to me, betrayal by someone I loved. And I survived. More than that, I thrived. I built something from the ashes of my marriage. I became someone stronger. I became someone who will never, ever be caught off guard again. The woman in the rain, holding a phone with a screenshot of a secret bank account, was just beginning her transformation. The woman looking out at the city now is the final form. And she is unstoppable. The last thought I have, as the first rain begins to fall, is simple. Never underestimate the quiet ones. We've been betrayed. We've been hurt. We've been lied to. And we've learned exactly how to win.